Hey there, friends. The Movie Grader here. Ever heard of Anchor? Anchor gives you everything you may need in one place for free in order to make a podcast. It can be done right from your phone or computer. Anchor's creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great and it's ready for prime time. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard wherever podcasts are available. Platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and even Google Podcasts. Also, you can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. To get started, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
If there's a movie, he's gonna rate it. He's gonna talk to his friends and they'll debate it. He's gonna try his best to not be a hater. His name is Billy the Movie Grader.
Hello, and welcome back to the Movie Grader and Friends podcast. I'm Billy, the Movie Grader, and in this episode, I'm joined by my friends Dax, Joey Isaks, and my brother Jamey. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
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 Joey, nice to meet you. I've never met you before.
In this episode,
Very special guest.
In this episode, we will be discussing and grading the new and somewhat raunchy comedy, Good Boys, a crazy adventure of three kids on a mission to get a drone back in order to stay out of trouble. Also, we will talk about some of our favorite scenes that were in the movie, what did not work in the movie, and finally, we will also talk about our childhoods and how they compared to the lives of the kids in the movie. Good Boys is directed by Gene Stupinski and also co-produced by Seth Rogen. It was released on August 16th, 2019, and it stars Jacob Tremblay, who plays Max, Keith L. Williams, who plays Lucas, and Brady Noon, who plays Thor. All right, what were some of your guys' favorite scenes in the movie?
The ending credits.
I liked at the end when Max gave the necklace to the girl.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. This is a spoiler-free review. Not that this is
I
going to
just
win
said
any Academy Awards.
There's a nice
Yeah,
necklace
but-
for the kid.
That's not a spoiler.
All right, well, I mean, depends on if that's why you went to the movie to go see whether he gave her the necklace or not. It's like young kids and Bad Boys Bachelorette.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Well, that was my one and only favorite scene.
What about when Max talks to his dad on the bed at the beginning of the movie?
I liked that scene.
That was funny.
Reminded me of American Pie, where
Totally reminded me of American Pie too.
yeah, it was almost the same. It was almost the same scene, and also
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
they copied American Pie and South Park, but didn't do a good job.
yeah. I also thought the childproof bottle running gag was okay. It kind of wore its welcome out.
Nah, I mean, they really, really ran that into the ground. I think, the first time, you kind of get haha, they're kids. They're supposed to have trouble opening up, these drug bottles. But, the fact that it literally went through the entire movie was a little bit too much, in my opinion.
I'm telling you, my 9-year-old daughter could open one of those things in a second. There's no way these, they're 6th grade.
I
They
can't
could
open
it.
one of them.
It's not a shocker. It's all right, Joey.
I was literally going to say, I'm pretty sure Joey can't open one right now. I'm not going to lie.
They're tough.
What did you guys think of the
For
What did you guys think of the Stephen Merchant scene with the Ascent card?
The what?
The Stephen Merchant.
It was remember they had a Magic the Gathering card that they called
Yeah.
Ascent.
The
Real quick.
Ascent card.
With Stephen,
Okay.
Yeah, with Stephen Merchant.
Yeah. I know. I didn't know what you were talking about, the Ascent card. You could have just said Magic the Gathering.
Oh.
I this movie.
I was, but I guess missed out on that little detail. I personally love Stephen Merchant. I think he's hysterical. I think that they underutilized him. I think he could have been in a much bigger role, but the scene was good, a little predictable, but I like him.
Hey, he ended up with a really good deal with the whatever he purchased that day.
Yeah,
Right,
with
no
the
spoilers.
Yeah, don't
No
give it away.
spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoiler alerts, just grades.
He got a really good deal, I think.
Give
What
the
else?
scene a grade.
What else did you find funny?
Just the scene.
Yeah. Scene grader.
What other scenes did you guys like?
The beginning of that Stephen Merchant scene where they all open up the door and they had different different pieces of clothing on,
Yeah.
which were R-rated, which I thought was really funny because the kids just had no idea.
Yeah, it was. They played off. They played off on their innocence a lot, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was overdone. I think the comedy could have been a little more dynamic.
Yeah,
One of my problems with the movie is that, like, going in there, I thought it was going to be more like super bad, but it was
Yeah.
sort of like a super bad-esque type movie without being bad, if that
Yeah.
makes
Right.
any sense.
yeah.
It's
I
called,
thought
it's
all.
called Good Boys.
The preview showed it as like kind of like a, what do you call the movie? It's like a super bad type movie. But it was so like
Right.
that's what I was anticipating going into the movie with, and it was like just sort of like a half-assed version of that, just not as
They
funny.
should have been. I think they should have been raunchier.
You know,
Like almost like a little too tame.
it should have been way raunchier.
Yeah.
Like the stuff they did in the movie, it's like they're of course underage and weren't allowed to do, but like it's still tame for an adult. So any adult looking at it would be like, oh, who really cares? But any real sixth grader would be like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so edgy. But for us, it's like a Wednesday.
There was like a sixth grader who went to go see the movie. Like when we got out of the movie, there was
Yeah.
a kid there who was like
Which I thought was a
clearly
little,
not a.
beyond,
Yeah,
but,
it's like
I
clearly
remember
not appropriate for a
I
kid.
saw American Pie in high school. I could
So
really,
did I.
really get them. And it made sense. You know, I got what they were going through, and it was cool. Like that, I thought it was inappropriate for a sixth grader to go see that movie. To be honest with you, but
Well, yeah. Well, you have to have an adult, obviously,
Well,
for
who-
a R-rated movie.
yeah, there was a dad with
Yeah.
the guy.
The dad took him. Great parenting.
Who was the audience then? Adults?
I have
Like
no
the-
idea.
I mean, it
Not me.
obviously. No, I think
Can I
it's
spoil my grade right now? Or
not
Yeah.
yet.
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
okay.
Got to build suspense. Although
Yeah.
I think we clearly know which direction this is going in.
I can speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure my brother Jamey. We had some pretty tame childhoods compared to what the kids did in the movie. How did your guys' lives compare as kids?
I mean, I didn't know what Molly was in sixth grade. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
But did you know what ecstasy was?
No.
not in sixth grade.
Like
And neither did these kids.
even like when I
That's
was
a
in,
really good point.
like
Jesse.
even when I was in high school, it's like I thought like partying in high school meant celebrating somebody's birthday party. I had no idea that's not what they were celebrating.
That's a
Well, I mean, I guess I couldn't relate because, like, I don't know, I couldn't relate because I never went through anything like that in middle school.
Yeah, I never did either, so I can't really relate.
But again, this is like a new generation. Like they really played on like, hey, there's like a drone toy. Like, hey, there's this drug that's like popular now with Molly. So like, it is.
By
a
the
little bit
way,
different.
the street price of Molly is not $600 like the drone was.
Well, that was one of my biggest like gripes with the
That's an
entire
issue.
movie. Was like, in like, I don't care if this is a spoiler because this part is just really, really dumb.
Yeah.
But the fact that like the girls wanted to get their drugs back, so it is as a fair trade, and this is where Dax is going with it. She goes and buys a $600 drone so she could swap that for like, I don't know what the street price is for Molly, but it's definitely not $600.
For 2 Molly pills. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how much Molly costs, but aren't drones like $1,000 though? I mean,
it's definitely not
Dude, good one.
$300.
Would you like to hear something that I read?
sure.
The Thor's final school pageant performance of I Want to Know What Love Is, intended to express his sense of growing apart, is the single most mawkish and dishonest movie ending of the year.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, one, I did not write this article. I'm just saying I did my research.
Are we
research
really
before-
off topic right now?
We're
No,
talking about the ending.
I think
You're talking about that
Joey Isaks is trying to tie it back in. Go ahead, Joey. So, what's that article about, Joey?
It's a bash in the movie. Like, it's just
they're bashing the movie.
Yeah, they're bashing. They're saying it's the single most dishonest ending of the year.
Dishonest ending.
Well, you want to talk about weird endings? Have you guys watched Euphoria on HBO?
Oh God, Euphoria is nuts.
Really?
That is nuts. And that talks about like teenage drug and sex and yeah, that's
Euphoria makes this movie look like a G movie.
oh yeah.
Euphoria is bananas. But I did enjoy one scene out of the Rock of Ages ending though, where the kid does the rail of coke and goes into the bathroom stall.
With the pixie stick.
Sorry, the movie writer. I will elaborate. There were parts of the movie that were funny. Like I totally laughed out loud several times, but I also want to leave the movie like 4 or 5 times. Like, and so like for me to pay $20 to go see that movie really upset me. And you guys saw it for free because you guys have the AMC movie pass, and I don't have that. And so I actually had to pay money to see that, which really upset me. Because I got some laughs, but overall, like I could spend $20 on something else and have a lot more fun.
You know, like what?
Molly.
To pull back the curtain a little bit, if I saw the movie about a month or so ago before, you know, we all went to go see it, and I warned you guys it was okay. It wasn't great.
You never told me this. I would have loved that warning. We saw this movie at 9 p.m. maybe
in Universal Studios.
I would have loved a warning. I was definitely expecting a C.
Yeah, but like think about your expectation of what Universal Studios City Walk was and how that over exceeded your expectations.
Right.
So maybe you didn't like the movie as much, but you definitely loved seeing City Walk.
I did like seeing City Walk. It was a great place.
They have Cinnabon.
I also like standing in front of the movie theater waiting for you for like 30 minutes.
It's a maze, according to Jamey.
Yeah.
It's like when in actuality City Walk's just one big dog leg. It's really not that hard to navigate through.
Whatever you say.
All right. I guess it's time. I guess we could go ahead.
Were there really only like 2 good scenes in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was that great.
The entire movie was like in the trailer, I feel like. And it had a few funny parts. I was actually excited to see the movie. And I don't see a lot of movies in theaters. Like the last movie I saw was the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I saw a preview for this, like, oh, that looks really funny. And we go see it, which is why I agreed to be on the movie radar. And I was disappointed because I feel like the entire movie was in the trailer.
I know. I was so stoked to see this movie too, and I walked away disappointed.
Yeah, no sympathy for the second time. You knew exactly what you were getting into.
Frame for frame, the same movie I saw a month ago.
Interesting if they like recut, like if you obviously went to like a screener of it and got reaction like, okay, well we maybe redo this, but like it was the same thing.
It was just an early screening. They didn't ask for anybody's opinion. Literally, it's like you go there, you walk out. That was it. Alrighty, I guess we could start grading.
I think it's time to grade the movie.
Yeah, it's time to grade the movie. I mean, I gave it a C+. What did you guys give it?
I will start. I give it
Go
a
ahead, Joey.
B.
A B?
I give it a solid B because I laughed. Did not want to leave, but I also was expecting it to get better. But at the same time, they're 11-year-old actors. Like, how funny can they be?
Wait, hold on. Can we talk about how bad the acting was by the kids?
Yeah, the acting was
we
horrible.
can.
And so here's my point. Okay, you look at a movie like I brought up American Pie or Superbad or South Park. You like the characters and the actors and the like.
Yeah.
I like these people. Like, there's no one in this movie I liked. Like, if you put the jokes that were in this movie with other like actors, I think it would have been really funny. But like, I didn't care about any of these people at all. And like, even the older girls that were in this, were like, guys.
Yeah, well, they were barely in the movie. I mean, I do like Jacob Tremblay though. He did okay. And I like
he was the worst of the 3.
You didn't like him? I thought he was.
No,
good.
I thought his all of his lines that he delivered, his acting performance was so stale. And like, I get it that like they're kids, and some kids like kind of grow out of being a good actor. Like you have a lot of kids that you'll see in like TV shows that are really cute and they get hired, and then when they grow up, they're just not good at acting, but they got hired because they were cute and could say a couple of lines on camera, but they don't quite grow into that role. And I feel like this is happening with this kid. I've never seen like his other stuff, but didn't he get like a lot of recognition for like The Room and other movies? Yeah, but like in this movie, he was so bad. The lines that he was delivering were just like so. I don't know. It didn't work for me at all. I thought he was the worst of the 3 kids, which is crazy.
That's why you make you make little kids cartoons, and that's why you like South Park.
South Park.
Seriously,
South Park the movie, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Put all these lines into South Park.
I mean, honestly, I
there was actually more. There was more to that movie, like just philosophically, but like there was really nothing to this. But if you put those jokes with like Kyle and Cartman and Kenny, like, and Stan, it's funnier.
Right.
I didn't like these kids.
Yeah. Out of the three of them, I thought Lucas was the best one. I thought he had the best lines, and Thor takes second place to me.
And I got really confused when the kid Thor, and I'm like, was Thor like the Marvel guy? I didn't know why they called him Thor.
Yeah, I don't know why they called him Thor either.
No, that's his real name.
Yeah.
Like in real life?
Called him that. Yeah.
No. His real name is Brady Noon.
No, in the
why
movie,
they call
the
him
character's
Thor in the
name is
movie?
Thor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. We'd have to
Because-
talk to his parents about it.
Wait, Thor is his real name in real life?
Thor.
No.
No, Thor's his name in the movie.
I know. I'm thinking, why did they writers name it Thor?
If you look at historically, people name their kids after things in current events, like presidents. And so why is it that weird that a kid who's in 6th grade right now would be named after a movie?
But I've never met a Dax before, or actually, I have, but like there's pretty fun coming into. So I don't know. What do I know?
I also thought the movie lacked a female part. Those
There were
girls,
two,
the
like,
high school girls,
semi-attractive girls in high school.
they weren't very good actresses.
Right, the actors, they were horrible. They should have had like. I guess
And the Benji kid, the college kid, that could have been a great scene. Just wasn't that funny.
No.
Like, it could have been better. Like, having them beat up college kids was not the way to go about that scene.
And also, too, like, did kissing parties ever exist? I never went to one of those, but
I'm sure they did.
So Joey's gonna go with a B.
I give it a solid B. I mean, no.
Hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion, you know?
Right. Okay.
I laughed more in the trailer.
All right, Jamey, what would you get? What would you grade it?
I mean, I'm going to come in under what Adam graded, but over, I think, what Dax is going to give. I mean, I give it a solid C. I think coming out of the movie, I gave it a C+. That was my initial reaction, but now as you sort of talk about it, it is a very forgetful movie. Like, the fact that we could literally only name, like, 2 or maybe 3 scenes that were funny or that even existed. Like, I can't even tell you the rest of the movie. It was just, like, that forgetful. And plus, like I said, like the kid actors just did not do it for me. I think they were very stale. The comedy, there were some parts that you laugh out loud, but I mean, you hope that you're going to get that with a comedy. And you know, the fact that they missed a lot of the times with the humor. But like, it's one of those movies you just sort of put on, or it's great to watch when you're like on an airplane, you have like nothing else to do. But definitely not going to win any Academy Awards here. But you know, the fact like. It got a pretty strong initial outing in its first weekend. I mean, it won the weekend box office, so I'm going to be curious to see how it does and if it has like a pretty significant drop off. But I mean, the Rotten Tomato scores are decent. I think what is like 70 something,
80, wasn't it?
80. Whoa, that's way too high.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
That is around a B.
the marketing.
Why not?
I think was great. Like when you had like Seth Rogen coming in and like
Yeah.
talking to the kids and like, well, you can't watch the trailer to this because like. Or the movie because like you're like that was funny like and that was what drew me into like wanting to see it.
Yeah, it was funny.
Right.
The
Then don't you think it's going to be raunchier then because of that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Right.
yeah.
Exactly, and that's my point. It's like okay, well, cool. Like Seth Rogen is saying you know you guys can't see this, and it's like all right, well, it's really not that raunchy. But anyway, I'm debating between an F and an F plus, and I'm gonna go with F plus because I didn't leave, and I should have left. But like I did want to leave a couple times, but there was a reason I stayed because I did keep on laughing, so it gets an F plus.
All right. That's a grade from Dax.
Wait, before we move on to another grade, also, I think you know what the main problem was? I don't know how this just came up. The plot was bad.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah.
But that's the main thing.
But how do you give it a B? Like what do you give Citizen Kane? Like where does this rank in like the best movies of the world? Like it's a really bad movie, in my opinion.
Okay, but you can't rank everything on the scale of Citizen Kane or.
I give it an F.
Yeah,
I give it an F plus.
F plus.
I give it an F plus because I didn't leave, even though I wanted to leave, but I should have left. But then I kind of want to go back to an F because like I spent $20 on it, and I could have been really entertained just sitting at home watching like it's always funny or something that would make me laugh.
And also, too, like, we have to do, like, the movie did have more heart than you expected, which is why it kind of eases off the raunchiness, I guess. And that's probably why it was
It's like,
not as good.
I mentioned American Pie earlier. Like, it was age appropriate for me, but I have a writer. Okay, I wouldn't let her see this movie, but if it was toned down a little bit, she would like it. But if it was like more raunchy, I would have liked it. I felt like it didn't have like a good place for like anyone. You know what I mean?
Right. It missed the mark. It really did.
You guys get
Hey, Joey Isaks, you there?
Yo, Joey here.
Okay. Hey, Joey, you want to plug your socials?
Wait, Billy, you didn't give it a grade.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a C+.
Did you not read his article?
Basically, I gave it a C+ because I thought some parts were funny and some parts were not so funny because the movie did tend to have more heart than you expected it to. I was expecting a total raunch fest and walked away severely disappointed. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much why. I mean, Max, Thor, or Lucas, who do you associate with mostly?
None of them. That's the problem.
You're supposed to ask. Well, you're supposed to ask questions on a quiz, and they say like a BuzzFeed.
Oh yeah.
There's no BuzzFeed quiz on that, but there's no BuzzFeed.
Might be, I don't know.
Let's see. Joey Isaks, do you want to plug your social media?
There it is. At Joey Isaks, Twitter. That's my social.
JoeyIsaks on Twitter. What's your account?
I give stock tips. Today I gave a good stock tip. I gave NBRV stock.
What is that?
Therapeutics. Nabriva.
Was it up or down today?
Oh, it's a long-term purchase. I recommend it for everybody.
So it was down today, is what you're telling me.
No, of course not. But I'm saying don't get excited if it's up or down one day.
Jamey's about to go in all in right now, so
he should.
Yeah, tell him the truth.
He should get it all in.
That's how you get rich, fellas.
JLRP.
Dax is gonna get in.
I think I might do it too. Why not?
Do it. You want? I'll tell you why. You know.
Oh, I gotta give a shout out to my buddies. Actually, my buddies at the Nintendo Jump podcast. It's shout out to Daryl, Sergio, and Kevin because they plugged me in one of their episodes, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome.
For this episode of the Movie Grader and Friends podcast, please join me again next week for Angel Has Fallen. Find the Movie Grader at the Movie Grader, and visit the website at www.themoviegrader.com. On iTunes, review and subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Also, please tell your friends about the podcast. Thanks for your support. The Movie Grader and Friends podcast is available on major podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and basically anywhere you can get your podcasts. This has been the Movie Grader and Friends podcast. Thank you for your time, and feel free to email me at themoviegrader@gmail.com with any comments or suggestions, and see you next week.
His